Hi, Chris here from Truly Holistic. In this video, I want to talk about some misconceptions in regards to the physical issues that we seem to be being plagued with in regards to infections, viruses, bacteria, fungal infections, parasitic infections. Also, the misconceptions in regards to the spiritual realm, and this multi-dimensional reality that we are in, um, and talk a bit more in regards to that. This is really a natural phenomenon, and because of the way that we're all brought up, and the fact that the way we were programmed to think that. Both these realities in regards to the multidimensional spiritual reality, as well as the things that we get attached to on a physical reality in regards to infections, is really nonsense, because it's really based on the way we were programmed. And there's a lot of information in regards to these things that that have kind of been fed to us as young people, and growing up. We were programmed in a certain way to not understand these things very well. And I want to talk about this in this video. So in regards to the physical issues in regards to infections, is that we always seem to think that we catch an infection, whether it's a virus or a bacteria or a fungus or a parasite. And I guess there's a semi-truth to that. Sure, in regards to parasite, there's parasites, larvae and eggs on things that we are eating every day, and it's not about being in a third world in Africa to get a parasitic infection. We are an animal, just like we may be a higher conscious being on this planet, but we are still an animal. Our physiology is like an animal. So, if our dog has to take a worm pill, and other animals have worms and parasites, then we are going to have that. And even though we may swallow the larvae or the eggs of a parasite, it really depends on the way we live, the environment that we have in our ecosystem, which we call the microbiota, or the biofilm within our body. And if that environment is healthy and clean, then that parasite is going to transit in and out of your body very quickly. It will only stay in your body if the ecosystem within the body is an ecosystem that they want to live in, and they feel like they can use it as a home and be a host. You are the host to the parasite. So in regards to catching things, okay, we will, as I say, pick up larvae and parasites through the things that we eat. Also, there are bacterial strains and virus strains everywhere. You can't get away from it, and it's really a joke, essentially, that there's so many products out there that are thinking about, we need to keep everything sterile, and look how bad our health has become because of that theory of keeping everything sterile. All the staph-resistant strains and all these superbugs that we're seeing so much of now these days is because we're trying to sterilize everything. And really, the key to being healthy is embracing bacteria, embracing viruses, embracing all these things. And it's not really a sense of catching it, it's really a sense of controlling your inner environment and your body. And because every bacteria, every viral strain, every fungal, parasitic type of strain, we have very small numbers of that within our body all the time, and we can still be healthy. It's all about keeping them in check, and we can only keep them in check if we keep our inner environment clean, and therefore maintaining friendly bacteria within the body and friendly strains of bacteria within the body that keep all those pathogenic strains in check. So it's not really a sense of catching something. You got unlucky because you caught something. It's actually, you have a lot more control than you think you do. And And you can control your inner terrain by what you eat, of course, and what you drink. That's just as important as what you eat and the quality of water that you drink, not just about the quantity. But also your thoughts, positive vibrational thoughts, and not being of love, laughter, and then being very conscious of the language that we use, the thoughts that we use on a negative vibrational scale in regards to which I'm sure you would have heard of on previous videos. I've talked a lot about this, but it's also, it's all, if we create a low vibrational environment within our body, then the friendly bacteria are going to drop in numbers, and then the pathogenic bacteria and fungus and virus and all these things are going to increase. And when they increase and then the friendly bacteria decrease, then all of a sudden you've lost control of your inner terrain, and therefore they take over and you get unwell and you get sick. So it's all about controlling your inner environment more than catching something, and it just takes over your body like that. That's just ridiculous. So if we eat the right food, then we're gonna, and the food that the friendly bacteria like to use, then hey, all of a sudden you're going to be well, and you're not going to get sick very often. But if you eat the things that parasites love, like sugar, then you're going to create an epidemic of the pathogenic parasites and bacteria and funguses like candida and those sorts of things in your body. So it really comes down to you, and there's a lot of control. And I know that the mainstream medical establishments like to tell you that you can't control this, or these strains are going to come out and get you, like the flus and the influenzas and all these things that they're selling vaccines for. But really, you have a lot more control than they say. So in regards to that, that's the physical thing. Now getting on to the spiritual and the multi-dimensional realm. I get so many clients coming to me and saying, why me? Why am I getting these entities attaching to me? Why are they attacking me and not someone else? Now, the reality is that it's not about the odd one here and there targeting in particular people. It's more the fact that the understanding that we live in this world where there's so many things happening around us all the time that we can't perceive with our own vision. And the frequency or bandwidth of what we can actually see is that's like 0.005%. So, and really from a physical point of view, what we can see, that's our reality is very, very, very small compared to what is happening. And what is happening is there's a lot of multi-dimensional beings and entities, extraterrestrial influences happening around you all the time. Okay, and this is happening all the time, and it's not a fact that it's just they're trying to attack one person or one person here and there. It's they are controlling humanity as a general commodity. So when you start to realize all the things that are occurring in your life, they can manipulate you. They can manipulate your sympathetic nervous system, which really interferes with your ability to cope, okay, and how you respond with a crisis or a situation that is based in front of you, not just maybe affecting you, or maybe affecting a loved one or somebody in your close proximity or environment. Now we've got to be very careful the way we react with that, and obviously if they're manipulating your sympathetic nervous system, your coping abilities is quite diminished. And they do this because all of a sudden you're gonna your response is going to be very low vibrational to that situation, which gives off an energy which I call loosh, and it's a fear energy. And these entities, these extraterrestrial influences, even though they can be multi-dimensional, they feed off this low vibrational energy. Okay, and they control humanity as to produce this energy for them to feed off and sustain off. So if we don't give them this energy, then they're not going to like that. And what I'm finding is that these beings interfere you and get into certain areas of you which they can manipulately change on an energetic level, which manifests into the physical reality. But they can also affect loved ones and people around you that are going to cause a challenge in front of you to get to you that way as well. Very cunning. And what really needs to be happening is an awareness or awakeness within humanity that all these things exist. And life's not just about what we can perceive and see with our vision. There's a lot more happening, and there's a lot more things that we could be seeing actually, and are kind of being hidden to us. So I just want to get it out there that the misconception is, people thinking, why me, and getting rid of this one attachment, I should be good, for the rest of my life. Well, we need to come to the reality that that they are part of us, our world, as much as we are in this current time. Obviously through this ascension process, it's enabling humanity to have a bit more control, and removing these manipulators or controllers of humanity as we ascend up the ladder, so to speak, in regards to more wisdom and knowledge, all the upgrades that are coming to us from a energetic point of view, and going to ascend and open up new levels of vibration, which we call dimensions, to us, which is going to give us more awareness, more consciousness. And this consciousness is essentially about awareness that the world is more than what we perceive to see. And so I wanted to do this video in regards to those two really big misconceptions in regards that we catch a virus or catch an illness in that way. It's definitely not that. That's only really been made to look that way, to create you to be fearful, and also to kind of put the message across to you that you don't have any control in your life, when really you do have a lot more control than they're telling you. And then regards into this multidimensional and spiritual reality is that we need to become aware that we are in the middle of it, and we again control the way we respond to certain things. And the key is really not to give them what they want. And what they want is, they want you to be in a fearful state. They want you to be in a state where you don't believe in yourself. And we need to be creating more loving and laughing vibration. Laughing is, and humor is so important. Not to take things too seriously, not to take yourself too seriously, is very important. And because if we're not laughing and we're not thinking in a loving way, then they're winning and we're losing. And so we need to have an awareness in regards to what they're really trying to do. And if we are in a lower vibration and emitting things, and we're not laughing, we're not loving, we need to be aware of this, and we need to really put things in our life that are going to create these high vibrational things to occur in our life, and thoughts in our life. So hopefully you get something from this video, and I thought it was time to talk about it in a video form. Please post some comments below if you want to ask any questions in regards to this. And this is essentially what I do here at Truly Holistic, is a big part of what I do is trying to create more awareness of these things. And energy's changing all the time, and downloads are coming to me all the time. And I know there's a huge community out there at the moment of people who are awake and aware, and I absolutely love you all. And please spread the message. Cheers.